Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome dear learners. This is a video for the subject of education for the course of Bachelor's in Education and for the paper of Conceptual Foundations of Education. This video is based on Sociology of Childhood Development and the lecture is going to cover Community as an Agency of Education. This video is developed by Dr. Iram Khan. The course coordinator or the presenter of this video is Dr. Iram Khan from Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. The academic expert or the reviewer of this video is Professor Ijaz Masih from Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. This video is produced under the project DTH Swayam Prabha channels of MHRD, at present known as Ministry of Education, Government of India. Hello dear students, I am Dr. Iram Khan, Assistant Professor at Institute of Advanced Studies in Education, Faculty of Education, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. Today we are going to have a discussion on Sociology of Childhood Development, and the session will be based on Community as an Agency of Education. So let us start the discussion first with the objectives. The objectives of this session will be to elaborate the meaning and definition of community as an agency of education, to delineate the importance of community in the education of a child, to explain the educational functions of a community, to enumerate the merits and demerits of community as an agency of education, to elaborate the suggestions for making community as an active agency of education. So first of all, what exactly we mean by a community? So community is an informal and active agency of education. It is defined as a group of families settled together in a particular area with more or less common practices, ideals, different type of ideas, values and culture. It is a dynamic form of organization for the betterment and the progress of the individuals who are the part of this community. It provides general and liberal form of education by socializing its members. There is also a better coordination between school and community and home and community. The word community is a combination of two words, com and munis. Com means togetherness and munis indicates to serve. So in this way, the word community means to serve together. Generally, community indicates a group of people living together on a geographical piece of land, having common ways of working and common ideals to achieve. And that is why community may be a number of people living together in the neighborhood, sharing common ways of living and common experiences. The essential ingredients of the community can be a piece of land, a group of people living more or less a common life, having a common spirit of work with common aims and common ideas. So a community may be a big or a small sized institution. So generally the size of the community is related to the cultural, economic and political commonness of its members. So in this way we can say that a village, a town, a city, a nation and the whole world may be called a community. Let us see few of those definitions of community given by some renowned scholars. The first definition is given by Ogburn and Nimkoff. And this definition says, under quotes, a community may be thought of as the total organization of social life within a limited area. Quotes close. The next definition is given by Davis, under quotes, A community is the smallest territorial group that can embrace all aspects of social life. Quotes close. So both of the definitions are giving a clear idea of a community in terms of the organization and the area and the size. So let us try to understand the role of community or the place of community as an agency of education. We all know that every community has its various needs and some of the problems which can be considered as serious problems. So when these needs are met and problems are solved, the standards of community rises higher and higher. So this progress goes on gradually and it's a continuous process. On the contrary, a community which is unable to provide right type of education to its members, that community remains cramped up, most of the times stagnant, with the result that its progress is blocked and stunted. So therefore, each community tries to plan its progress and development by providing purposeful and effective education to its members, especially the younger ones, the children. So we can say that a community tries to mold education according to its social, economic and political needs or aspirations. This is an ongoing and continuing process, and the different institutions like the schools run by a community therefore can be considered as the miniature of society. So in short, we can say that the community as an agency of education influences the, the younger generation or the children both formally and informally. And in this way, we can say that community is a very important and influential agency of education for the betterment of the society, for the children or the individuals who are the part of the community. Let us have a look on the importance of community in the education of the child. So what exactly is the importance? Community is an important, informal and active agency of education. Just like the family and the school have a very kind of great influence upon the child, much in the same way the community also modifies the behavior of child through social contacts, group activities, a lot of different type of dynamics, the group dynamics in such a way that the child begins to participate in all the desirable activities of the community of which this child is an integral part. So this is why we still hear people saying that children of a community develop as the adults of that community wishes them to become. So in a way in which we want our children to grow and develop, basically they will be growing and developing in the same way. So in fact, the child does not develop in the environment of his or her family alone. The environment of the community also molds and modifies the behavior of the child according to its different type of ideas, the goals and the mottos which community is following. So it is the miracle of community environment alone in which the child develops his or her innate and inherent tendencies according to his or her nature and learns the language and standard of living. So basically, we can say that the community environment exerts its impressions upon the developing children in all perceptible and imperceptible ways. And that is why each community has its own culture. We find a great difference in the culture and behavior patterns of children belonging to different communities. So that's why we can say that the importance of community in the education of the child is foremost. The next point of discussion is that how a child receives kind of educational influences which is coming from the community. So each community influences the education of the child formally as well as informally. And we have to see that what are those influences which are informal in nature, which come from the community itself. So let us try to discuss one by one. The first point here is the influence on the physical development of the child. So family is the important agency, and the school also exerts a very kind of potent influence on the physical development of a child. But then also we can see that the effect of the community environment also cannot be underestimated. It is also very important. So the community organizes local bodies which look after the sanitation of the localities. These local bodies often build parks. Then these parks are basically equipped with those uh, those type of equipment uh, which are very much useful for the children. They can play in with those equipment. Then the gardens, and they provide a lot of different activities and resources for the activities like gymnasiums and many other facilities. So the children of the community make use of all these facilities to the fullest, and in this way they get the fresh air, light, and all sort of physical exercises to build their proper physique and to keep them healthy. So these local bodies also run hospitals and dispensaries to keep children healthy and free from diseases, and also teach them the general rules to health and also regarding the sanitation. So in this way, the facilities provided by local bodies greatly influence the health and physical development of children of the particular community. Then the next point is the influence on mental development. So the enlightened communities often organize reading rooms and libraries for use by the children and the adults. So some of the communities can be seen as organizing exhibitions, symposiums, conferences, also a lot of different social gatherings. These gatherings provide a healthy environment to children and also helps in their mental development. So basically, they coordinate, they uh, they provide opportunities for meeting to the people of the community, and this accelerates the mental development. Also, the entertainment things are being organized, which are again the part of the mental development. The sound mind and peaceful mind can be developed only if the person uh, is actually gaining a life which is full of happiness and enjoyment. So this is also one of the important roles. Then the next point is the influence on the social development. So the community organizes a lot of different social events, also like fairs, festivals, then different social gatherings and many other religious functions. So all these activities stimulate children to imbibe social ideas and a spirit of social service, more and more, with the result that they learn about the social customs, traditions, and beliefs in a natural way, and also learn the socially desirable values which can be named as sympathy, tolerance, social service, cooperation, sacrifice, adjustment, and many more. And also through the contacts with the other members of the community or the children who are the part of the community learn very deeply what are those duties which are very much to observe. What are their duties, what are their rights, the freedom and discipline, and all those type of things which they will be imbibing naturally and in a very wholesome way if they get this type of uh, environment. Their development of their personality will be very proper. So that is why the community uh, can be seen to be exerting great influence on the social development of children. Then the next point is the influence on cultural development. So we can see that each community has its own culture. The children of that community come into active and lively contact in the community functions, festivals and conferences and other type of gatherings. They learn to respect their culture through observation. They first observe and then they try to imitate things which are happening inside their community. So they act and react as their elders do, and we see that rural and urban communities imprint their own special cultures, their traits and features upon the minds of their children. So this kind of difference can be clearly seen from the language, even the pronunciation, the manners and the behavior of those children. Because whatever they are going to see, the same they are going to acquire, and in the same way they are going to behave. Even the language, their pronunciation, everything is going to be influenced uh, by those things which they are observing to do or to be done by their elders. The next point is the influence on the character and moral development of the children. So the, we can see that family is playing a very powerful influence upon the character formation and the imbibation of moral values by children. But still, the community of which the family is a small unit also influences the character and moral development of the child to a very great extent. If the environment of the community is not that sound, its effect on children will be bad. And if it is good and wholesome, the influence will be positive and gainful. So it may be noted, it can be focused that the influence of community in this connection comes after the influence of the family, but there may be cases where the community casts its evil shadows on the whole family, and the results of this influence can be well imagined, or you can just imagine that what kind of adverse situation can be caused if the child uh, is living in a community which is full of evil things. So the point is that we can say that this character and moral development is very much important, and the community plays a very important role in the development of character and moral sort of features of the personality. The next point is the influence of the political ideas. We can follow those people at the time of the elections or any of those events which happen, which have got some kind of political importance, that there are a lot of lectures and things happening by the political leaders in the political meetings and the gatherings organized by the community, uh, and they give the political lessons to children of the community. Basically, these are not the direct lessons, but we all know that children observe and then they try to imitate. So they get the lessons on their own by listening to all those sort of lectures and things. They learn about various political parties, their political philosophies and manifestos. These all go to basically form their own political convictions, their ideas, and in this way, the community influences on the political ideas of children indirectly. So, this is something which can't be ignored. Then, the next influence is on the vocational development. So, the community influences the vocational development of children as well. The careful observation of all those vocations which are followed by the members of their community, the children learn about the that particular vocation in a very proper way. They see that what kind of problems and techniques, or what kind of problems or things are being observed by following that vocation, which is the part of that community. They also see and they also learn by observing that what is the technique which is involved in that particular vocation. And they form their own opinion about that vocation which is being run in the community. And then it is depending on them only that what kind of vocation they are going to choose. Are they going to choose the same vocation which is being followed in the community, or they don't find it that attractive and they wish to go for any other vocation for making their future life. So this is something which is again related to the community and the relationship of the child and the community. And the next point is the influence through other agencies. What exactly these other agencies can be? Basically, these can be the mass media, the centers which are nearby, like the museums, the zoo, or all those resources which provide news and like all those magazines, newspapers, and all those facilities which are providing all those resources like the reading rooms and the libraries. So the community basically provides many informal devices and materials to children for their development in various aspects of their personality. So basically, we can find a community radio at times in few of those communities, and also we can see a community TV, which can be seen in a common place inside the community. So these are those resources or those means through which uh, certain facilities can be provided to the children from the side of the community, and they also play a lot of influence on the development of children of that community because they provide uh, a lot of information to them, they provide awareness and also a kind of divergence to their personality. Let us see the educational functions of the community. So in addition to the informal ways in which the community influences the young or the children, or also even the elderly, in order to realize the broader goals of socialization and acculturation, it also opens and manages educational institutions. The community interacts with the school and participates in assessing the needs of children and the school. So we can say that it plays a lot of educational functions. We just try to understand what exactly those specific functions are one by one. So the first function is the establishment of schools. The community establishes various types of schools so that the culture of the community may be preserved, developed, and transmitted to the younger ones, to the children. Many communities establish their own communal schools to train their children for the welfare and the advancement of their community interests. So this can be observed in a lot of different communities. The schools which are of very specific nature and very much driven towards the ideas of the community. The next function is the formulation of aims and control on education. The community determines the aims of education, and it also supervises and guides the educational process which are followed in the schools established by the community itself. So this can be considered very important function of the community. The next function is the provision of universal education. So the community determines the various stages of education. At the same time, it strives to provide universal education to every child or to every person who is the part of the community. And the next point is the construction of curriculum. This is again a very important aspect to understand. For the purpose of achieving the aims of education, suitable curriculum is constructed, and that is why the community prepares an outline of curriculum which is to be followed in the schools which are run by the community. And most of the times we can see that the curriculum is very specific and uh, it gets a lot of influence of the community. So the next point is the provision of vocational and industrial education. In the modern times and even nowadays, we can find that the vocational and industrial education, the technical education, is very much in demand. And there are a lot of different vocational and industrial technical schools which are established by the community uh, on the basis of the needs which is seen or which is felt by the community members for the community members. Then the next point is the adult education. The next important function is of the adult education. So community welfare and its development needs uh, is basically very much requiring that adults of the community should also be educated. They should also get some sort of basic education. And this is why the community makes provision for adult education also. Then the next point is the finance of schools. To shoulder the responsibility of running the schools in a swift and kind of smooth way, and to make the organization and the efficient arrangement of the school a kind of smooth and essential finance is also very much important. The community makes necessary provision to finance for school, uh, basically in terms of the building, the furniture, also in terms of paying the wages of the uh, teachers who are teaching or the other staff of the school, the salary of the staff of the school. So this is something which is again an important feature which at times community takes care of. And the next point is the cooperation between citizens and the school leaders, the people who are leading the school. So close cooperation between the citizens and the leaders of the school is very much necessary. The community tries to maintain as much close cooperation and possible kind of coherence between the members of these society or the community and the managing committees and also the school teachers, so that you can find a lot of SMCs and there are a lot of other institutions, organizations which are uh, working towards making the cooperation between the citizens and the schools or the administration of the school. So you can find that these type of influences and these functions are very much important, uh, both informally and formally, in terms of the proper development and growth of the children of the community. So the functions which are played by the uh, community are very much important and cannot be underestimated. Let us see a few of the merits of the community as an agency of education. Basically, it's an active agency of education. So we can just see what exactly are the merits. So the first merit can be the community uh, provides education, and this education is meaningful. So it is important for the process of educating the members of the community. This provision of uh, arrangement of education by the community is very important. So this is the first important merit. The second merit is that education provided by community emphasizes the principles of utility. It's a very important fundamental principle of sociology, the principle of utility. So according to this principle, education emphasizes upon those ideals which are useful to the individual as well as the community itself, for the community itself. So the usefulness is something which is utmost important. Then the third point is the third merit is that community education gives real life experiences to the children. The children get practical experience of objects and their working, and that is why the children get real learning, and the experience is very enriching. The fourth merit can be that community education emphasizes upon the principle of activity. Uh, Instead of simply hearing the lectures, children learn effectively by doing. So, learning by doing happens, and uh, they also manipulate different things and different processes. They participate in the processes so that the learning becomes very effective because everything is getting practiced and the learning by doing is happening. Then the next point is that the community imparts its cultural heritage to the children, which is again something which is going to give impetus to the children in their later on lives. The community creates consciousness in children about their rights and duties, and in this way, it develops in them those qualities and capacities which make them active and dynamic citizens. Then the next point is that the community bestows upon children the capacity to think creatively and constructively. This makes them responsible and self-reliant citizens. So we can see that there are a lot of merits which the community as an agency of education has and imparts in itself. So it is very important. The community participation is very important for the development of children of the that particular community. So after seeing the merits, let us have a look on few of those demerits of the community as an agency of education. So the first point is that at times the community-driven educational institutions or the educational process has got a very narrow way of imparting education. They follow their own ideas, and the education is also carved in the way in which the community feels that education can be imparted. So it becomes a little bit of narrow and selfish kind of education. So this can be a demerit. Then the second demerit can be that the community, to maintain its own superior status, it creates blind faith in children. This blind faith makes children aggressive and intolerant towards the people having different beliefs and attitudes, maybe those people who are not the part of the community. So the children who are strictly adhering to the ideas of the community, they at times are not able to adapt or to receive the ideas of other communities. Then the next point is that community develops communal feelings which leads to chaos in national life, and this can be seen in a lot of places where we have seen community driven conflicts. So these feelings create narrow and blind faith in the people's beliefs and traditions. Our society is still suffering from the nasty and dangerous poison which violates national life. So these type of things are very much to be avoided. Then the community often takes resources to repression and rigid discipline. So at times it spoils the natural development of children. So this is again a very important point that the communities which are rigid in their discipline, at times the natural development of the children is hampered in these communities. Very often a community develops narrow communal feelings in children. The community may hinder the development of democratic ideas and maybe those behaviors and formation of the democratic attitudes. So when the community is very much closed and idealistic and they follow only their own ideas and ideals, the values, so um, we have seen examples that they often not see towards the broader idea of national development and the democratic attitude, which is not good for the nation as a whole. So these were few of those demerits of community as an agency of education. So let us try to just have a discussion that what can be done for making community as an effective agency of education. So there can be few of those suggestions which, if taken, can make the community an effective agency of education. Let us just have a look on those important points or those suggestions. The first one is the ideal examples. What exactly it means? The community should provide ideal examples of cooperations. These feelings, the feeling of cooperation, fellow feeling, social service, sacrifice before their children, so that they may develop their personality in a proper way and contribute their best to the upliftment of their community as well as the upliftment of the entire society, the well-being of the society. Next suggestion can be to follow a wider attitude. The community generally inculcates narrow views in the minds of children. So this is something which is very much undesirable. So wider and liberal attitudes embracing all the persons of all the countries or of the world must be inculcated in children so that they may rise above the narrow communal feelings and chauvinistic attitudes of caste, creed, and religion. So, for this purpose, they should be allowed full freedom to express and to realize themselves by basically inculcating in them the spirit of tolerance, adjustment, and service, and also the other feelings which are of the same sort. Then the next point can be the maximum development of the personality. Each child is born with his or her own distinct interests, inclinations, and capacities. So, this child must be provided full opportunities to develop the unique individuality of his or her own. But the community compels this child to develop on the narrow ideas or the narrow lines of the those fundamentals which are followed inside the community of caste or creed or religion or vocation. So this leads to destructive consequences, and that is why children should be afforded full. They should be actually allowed to follow all their dreams, to full opportunities should be given to them for the development of their personalities in accordance with the innate tendencies and capacities. The next suggestion can be the kind of environment which is very much educative in nature. So, good or bad environment makes or uh, basically hampers the development of the child. So, the community should protect the children from evil influences of the society and provide for them a congenial and conducive environment for healthy and proper development on the desirable lines. So, the environment is very much important, and this is the responsibility of the community to provide to their children a kind of constructive environment. The next point is the establishment of the educational institutions, or at times we consider them as the community schools. The community should establish schools not only for children but also for the illiterate adults, those adults who cannot read or write. So this can be, and also for the children who are disabled, or basically they should be providing all the opportunities to every child and in an integrated way, so that there can be inclusive thought process which should be taken care of while establishing the community school, so that every child can be the part of the school. So in this connection, the establishment of the community schools may cater to the demands of the uneducated elders and also the disabled or specially abled children. So every single citizen should be taken care of in terms of getting the proper education, and this is the responsibility of the community. So they should work in that way. Then also they can go for uh, the education according to the needs of the child or the children and demands of the community. So the community should impart education according to the needs of the children and their own demands. So it may be noted that the community development and welfare programs stimulate children to serve and cooperate with such activities because they are useful for both. For both, here, basically, if the children are going to develop, basically they will, because they form the community, they are the part of the community, so the community is also going to grow. So both of the points are reciprocal to each other. Then the next point can be the development of critical powers. Each community has its own culture, and that is why each community confines itself to transmit its own culture to the children who are its integral parts. And this is not enough. Basically, the community should stimulate the critical powers of children also, so that they may evaluate their culture impartially and they can modify. If they want to, they can be permitted to modify if there is a need or if they feel like modifying it. So these type of liberties should be provided. The critical thinking, the critical attitude must be encouraged in the children by the community and the community members. Then the next suggestion can be the cooperation with other agencies. For making the process of the educational process or the programs of the community successful, it is essential that the community should be taking part in and actively cooperating with all the other agencies of education. And that what exactly these other agencies can be, the first and foremost can be the family, then the school, and in the later stages even the state. There can be parents, the teachers, the authorities of the school, and even these authorities of the state. They all should extend a willing cooperation for the progress and development of the community. So this is something which can be seen as an important suggestion. This cooperation is actually the strengthening feature of any of those communities, the development of the community. It also can be seen as that the assistance of state, how the assistance of state is actually being suggested here as the important aspect of making a community as an active agency of education. So basically, the assistance of the state or the government is greatly essential to make the community an effective agency of education. So the state should give grant and aid to all the schools run by the community and keep them under its control. So not only this, the state should launch community development programs and such other welfare schemes and other programs like development of a reading room, library, or a garden, or maybe a gymnasium or a mass media program. So all these things can be developed. Even the proper roads and the facilities, the public facilities, everything is uh, possible to be done in a proper way only if the assistance of the state is received. So this is something which we have to see, that how we can make a proper cooperation and a coherence with the state, so that the state can provide all these uh, these facilities which are very much basic in nature to the community and to the vicinity in which the community is basically staying. So we have now reached to the end of the lecture. Let us just have a quick recap what we have studied today. We have seen the meaning of a community. Basically, a community serves together for the purpose of constituting a community, two or more people in a definite geographical boundary, common pattern, spirit of brotherhood, and common ideals to be followed are very much necessary. Then we saw that how community acts as an agency of education. We have seen that each community establishes schools to fulfill its needs, and that is why it can be considered as a very important agency of education. We also saw the importance of community in the education of children. Community basically molds the behavior of children in such a way that they begin to participate in the activities in a very um, kind of cheerful way. Then educational influences of community on the children can also be seen in many ways. We just learned that the informal influences of community on the child can be seen in the influence on the physical development, influence on mental development, influence on the social development, cultural development, character and moral development, political ideas. They are also influenced, and the vocational development, and also uh, the influence of other agencies. So all these are basically the influences, the educational influences of the community on the child. Then the functions of the community, basically the educational functions of the community are also very important, and we saw that how the community works towards the establishment of schools, then the formulation of the aims and control on education, the provision of universal education, then the construction of curriculum, provision of vocational and industrial education, also the education for the adults who are the part of the community, then the financing of the schools, cooperation between citizens, and the school administration and other members of the society. We also saw some of the merits and also the demerits of community as an agency of education. And then we came towards checking out the suggestions to make the community an effective agency of education, where we saw that there can be a lot of ways, a lot of things which can be done in terms of making the community as an effective agency of education. So this topic is something which provides us an impetus on that how a community works in a very fine way in terms of creating an environment for the child and the members of the community which is conducive and which is very much positive, and it can be reversed also if the community is not working in a proper way. So we can say that the role of the community is very important in terms of the development of the child. These are few of the references and the suggested links which I have followed for creating or for developing this lecture. You can also go ahead and just learn more through these links. It will be very much helpful for you all. And for this time, thanks from my side. Thank you so much. Dear students, you are watching a video on sociology of childhood development, and in this lecture we discussed on the community as an agency of education. This video lecture was recorded by faculty at home during the national lockdown period for COVID-19 pandemic using minimal technical resources. Technical errors, if any, are unintentional and may please be ignored. For any queries with regard to this lecture or broadcast, kindly send your email to techsupport@dth.ac.in. Thank you so much.